it is iYikKam time again. So lately I received 2 messages from our Wing Chun friend asking me on, first thing, the sun punch, asked me to explain the sun character of the Chinese, which is feeding into this, look like the feast and so forth. And the second is asked me that it is true that that needs to be the 4 fighting zone or 4 momentum zone. So I received these 2 questions. And today I'd like to share with you my view on these 2. The first thing was sun punch. The sun punch, in order to understand that, one need to know what is the characteristics of Wing Chun. Okay? Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike. It has its own mechanics, it has its own uniqueness. Okay? So, read this book, okay, if you want to learn about the Wing Chun characteristic and so forth. Okay? Otherwise, it's tough to understand what's going on. Now, sun punch. The sun punch of Wing Chun is a short strike punch. Okay, as we know that in Chinese martial art, there's a long fist and there's a short strike, which is a fighting in the close range, sticking body range, and the long fist, which is fighting in the long range. Now, sun punch, Wing Chun sun punch, belongs to the short strike art. In the ancient, it is called insert, cha, in the Chinese. Okay, so it's in Mandarin it's cha, in the Cantonese it's cha. Okay, so it is inserting. So this type of punch, the sun punch, is not you stand here and then you punch this way. This is a long fist range. Okay, this is not where the sun punch is used. Sun punch is used this close. It insert from this close. So the mechanics is different than this long fist type of mechanics. Okay. Now, anybody who would like to know more about the mechanics and so forth, go read that book I show you. Okay. So you know what Wing Chun is about, and if you, it's like a tools, right? There's a difference between a hammer and the plier. We need to know how this tools is designed for, instead of just doing it whatever we want, using a plier to hammer something. You cannot do that. Okay, so sun punch again is an insert punch. So often the insert description is like what? Like a nail. You tap the nail into the. You use a hammer to tap the nail into the object. Okay, that tapping. Okay, it is in the short range so that it can very effectively and very fast do the tapping, and the body mechanic is different. Okay, it's no longer using this big muscle like the long fist punch. Okay, the long fist punch using the big muscle or the body weight and so forth. It is an insert in this close. Okay, and you use the snap. Wing Chun, we know the snap. Okay, that's one of the mechanics and so forth, and the tour and so forth. So the sun punch is using that way, and also sometimes people saying that, you know, say this is my center line. When I have my opponent, if I want to strike him with the sun punch, I just have to stand and see this is the 7 o'clock and punching him here, or the 5 o'clock and punching him here. Well, that is not a proper use of sun punch. When you have this 40 to 1 meter distance, this is a long fist. Whether I'm at this 7 o'clock positions or this 5 o'clock position, if you face like the Western boxing or the long fist, Chinese long fist, you see, if this is the center line, you can move here or here. It is easy to get you because it just move a little bit, it will get you. So there is a so-called attack zone there. Okay, it's not a line. It's not a line. Okay, people attack you from this way. Okay, so as soon as you're within that zone, you're gonna get hit. Okay, so sun punch, if you're using it this way or this way, that is a long fist. And watch out. Okay, be you say that I can be in the 7 o'clock position or 5 o'clock positions, you will still get hit. And for the short strike, that's why you always want to get in so that it is making the long fist people clumsy. So it is out of the attacking range also. Okay, this is a short strike design. So again, do not take sun punch as any punch. Sun punch is an insert for the close range fighting. It's not in this long range fighting. And one do not stand here or stand here, because this is within the long fist people's attacking zone. As soon as you're within the attacking zone, using this this kind of insert, you're shorter than them and not as mobile. It is not a good way to use the sun punch. Sun punch is designed for this course. Okay, so that's about sun punch. The second thing is about this 4-zone of fighting. Well, like it or not, since General Qi time, 1560s, after that, the Chinese martial art evolved with the 4-zone. Okay? Now, so the 4-zone is a long fist zone, this kicking zone, okay? The short strike zone, this is a closing zone, the takedown, and then the ground fighting zone, 4-zone, right? So if you look at the General Qi writing, and then say like the BBC after late 1600, okay, which is being also taught to the Japanese, okay, you can see all this 4-zone there, okay. So the Chinese evolved with it. Now, we know that Wing Chun is a short strike art. And as we know also that the long fist has its own characteristic, its mechanic, the short strike has its mechanics, and every zone has its mechanics and its momentum handling. Wing Chun is good at the short strike, the second zone, and the takedown, the third zone. And that's what Wing Chun is if you want to go accord to the Chinese history and of technology of the Chinese martial arts. Now, this is important because the Chinese have evolved that way since 1700. Okay? So one need to know that. And one need to know what is one's characteristics. Okay, again, Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike art. Like we just talked about, the sun punch is an insert from here. The mechanic is for that. The footwork, okay, the narrow stance, actually the narrow stance meaning agile footwork is related to the long fist footwork, okay. So, and then the mechanics, the core mechanics, and then the retract mechanics, those kind of stuff, okay. So we need to know that. Now, as an example to show you, like usually today, people can get taken down, okay. So you don't go to stand down there like this, okay. We need to know the 4-zone. You need to know how to play every one of them, and you need to to know your expertise. That is according to general Qi and according to evolutions of the Chinese martial art. Okay. Now, this evolution is very different than today's movie making, such as the internal art, those kind of stuff. Those kind of stuff, seriously, whatever popular today is not even Chinese traditional martial art. It has run on its own, okay, off the tangent of the Chinese martial arts, based on Qi. Okay, now, so as an example, I'd like to show you of this 4 zone, why you want to know of this, okay. So, for example, say this leg is this leg, this hand is this hand, this hand is this hand, okay? So see that? This is this, this is this hand is this hand, okay? So in the typical scenario, which you can expect in today's martial era, okay, where like in MMA the 4 zone is all activate, you can expect that people is not going to stand there like that, waiting for the straight line, this kind of stuff. So you can expect people stand face off, and then they move on here, shoot at this height, outside height, out height, okay? So in other words, I'm like that, he's going to move, he's not going to stand there, okay? He's going to move there and shoot at this time, okay? And usually what people do is, when they see something come, they're going to move this way, okay? See something come here, they're going to move this way, okay? And that is exactly what people wanted to do, because it's a setup for takedown. For example, if I'm here, right? I'm here, I'm going to fight him. I shoot at him. He's going to go this way, moving sideways like that way. I just go in and put him down. And that's it. Okay? So, if you see that, how is the fight? First is a long fist zone. The long fist zone. This is the long fist zone. Okay? The second, because it's moved in, you're just going to take him down. And then you get into the ground fighting, you just beat him. 4 zone. There's 3 zones within 4 zone is here. This for this combination. Okay? Now, if we have no idea on the 4 zone, and we think the whole world is just the first zone, the long fist zone, how is one supposed to handle this? You can handle it, because you don't know. Like General Qi say, whatever hit you will be whatever, or whatever get you will be whatever you don't know. Okay? So that is what normally will happen. Now, say he is kicking me. Okay? He is kicking my thigh. The guy, if this is playing like Wing Chun, the short strike guy will like to get in. Okay? So, if he kick me, instead of going away, because this is a long fist kind of deal, it's going to go in. Okay? Dodge a little bit and shoot in. And over here, the retract, the Wing Chun technique, the rotation, all come here. And it is using an implode type of power. Why that's important? Because when I go in, he will try to take me down. And usually you see that people with a long fist, their power generation is explode type. They have to reach out, extend their body, expand to make the power, but Wing Chun is not. Wing Chun is the input type, meaning that if you want to grab me, okay, if he want to grab me, want to take me down, he want to reach out me. Usually, if he go closer to me, I am not be able to generate my power because I need to extend my body as the explode type of power generations. However, whoever plays short strike is not going to do that because the power generation is input. So when he reach want to grab me, want to take me down, I go in. So my power generation is there because I'm using input type of power generation. My power generation is not, I need to reach out. And usually, as we see that, if it's a long fist, when people get in close, then it's just sitting down there, waiting to be taken down and so forth. But the Wing Chun, because it's short strike art, when people come in, it go in closer. Okay. First, it disrupts the timing. Second, because you have the input type power generations. So, for example, he kicked me there. I come in. He tried to grab before he generates his power with the explode type. My power, input type power already there waiting for him, and my mechanics already in here. Okay. So, of course, knowing this doesn't mean that you're going to win. It depends on how good you are, right? However, not knowing this, explode power, input type of power, short strike, take down, and going the ground, how is one even expect to play this game, today's game, okay? This is not 1950s in the street where you can punch people this way anymore. Okay? People are fully equipped with the four zone training. So there's a reason why one need to know all these four zones per general Qi Ji Guang, and one need to know what is the expertise, which zone one expertise is in. Okay, so again, if he doesn't know short strike, I just bake him here, he come in there, I just take him down. One is taking down and going down. Okay? However, if he knows short strike, I kick him, he's going to come in here, and then he do all kinds of things for me here. And I have opening there, because I'm using a long fist type takedown. And he's using the short strike, so he can play. Okay? So I hope that this explained to you what is going on. Okay? And indeed, it is an era where everything has to go back to the Qi Ji Guang style. Those internal fudging will not work. Why? If this leg you take up, your push hand, your fudging here, if this leg you take up, you don't have the mechanics for the fudging. When people go for takedown, he's using long fist and your fudging is long fist. You have no advantage, especially to people who train for that. Okay? So, Wing Chun is not those long fist type of fudging stuff. Wing Chun has to be pragmatic, have to go in. And just to show you, this is simple. Right? You see, you know this stack, this circling stacks. All this is useful. This is not for playing, oh, iYikKam ma. No, it is true. It's coming from different angle. That's how you handle it. Okay? So it's in that book. And over here, I'm not saying that you know this, you'll be the best fighter. No. I'm saying that this is a science. We need to know what's going on, okay? And I don't want to promote violence or anything, but just let's take this as an art, as a sign, so we know what is Wing Chun and how to play this game. So this is for you today.